All right, Santosh, so you are all set. I will be monitoring the Facebook group. There, I'll moderate for you.
Okay.
Do you want questions as we go along, or do you want them at the end?
Depending on the situation, if there's, I'll just kind of quickly go through the extension. Maybe
Okay.
we'll review the question at the end. That might be easier, so
All right.
I can kind of demo it and then kind of go in there.
Okay.
So, hi everyone. It's kind of bright behind me, so my face might be kind of dark. So, and I'm sometimes there at the ASIC monthly meetings. This time I'm doing it remotely, so I just want to say hello and share a little bit about these Azon Tracker Pro extension. I'm an ACE client, just like most of you in the room or watching remotely. I was largely focused on doing OA, and I built the extension sort of more for myself to help me with my OA, and then gradually it became something that I wanted to make available to my ACE family and to other Amazon sellers. So just to kind of give you a background, most of us who are doing OA, and especially when we join ACE, the first thing we learn is to start to build and create a purchase tracking sheet or buy list to kind of keep track of orders that we are placing and purchasing. Also keeping track of our inventory cost. I know Gary just spoke before this, and he was talking about how we have to keep track of our purchase price and how much we're selling. So as you slowly start to get into Amazon, you realize it's pretty much a numbers game, and being good, having your numbers at your fingertips makes it a lot more easier to understand where you are with your business. And especially with OA, when we're buying from, unlike RA where you're buying it all from one particular store, often with OA you can't place really huge orders. You're buying small orders in different websites, and then you're sending them either to your home or prep center. Of course, if you're trying to do tax, to save on tax, you might be sending it to a tax-free prep center. So there's a lot of moving pieces when it comes to OA. And one of the things that became hard for me to do was just keep track of all the orders that were being placed. And I had a VA who helped me do it, but still is a big part of my time and energy and resources were going towards keeping track of my online orders. So out of this whole pain point was how the extension kind of came about. Is I was looking for ways to optimize that, and I found a way that I could do it, and started to build this extension. I'm not a software developer, but however, I have a good mindset for building things, so that's how I did that. I want to do something along this line. I still have an OARI business, and I continue to build that as well. So let me show you a little bit about how the extension works, and then I can always get into more questions. So the first step of the process is like many of us have used you might have been using Google Chrome extension that display data of the Amazon product page on your product detail page. So that's sort of how the extension works in itself. After you finish installing the extension, it'll display on your Amazon product page just like this. And if some of you have used RevSeller or Keepa Graph, it's pretty much a similar concept. Now what we do use is we connect the extension to the Google Sheet. So that the way the extension works is we directly push information right from the Amazon product page to your Google spreadsheet. And we also can extract the same information that you save while you're visiting your source website. Maybe it's Walmart, maybe it's any shoe website. You can extract the same information, add your cost, add your other variables, and then save it back to the Google spreadsheet. So in this case, what I'm going to do now is just kind of quickly show you the back end of the extension, and also in this case, I'm going to show you my Google spreadsheet. So this is an example spreadsheet that I have, and this is kind of very similar. I mean, this is what I'm showing you right now on this is the purchase buy list tracking template from ACE inside their platform. So many of you might be familiar with this. So all I've taken is taken the same thing, made some modifications that are good in order for me to connect it to my extension, and then I can start using this to save purchase history as I'm buying it. Or you can even use it if you have VAs, you're having them make you buy lists or a lead, so that way you can review them and make purchases. You can use it either way. So let me show you the first step. So after we create the Google spreadsheet, we just take the Google spreadsheet ID, which is usually here, and we attach it to our extension in the back end. This is the extension in the back end. This is how it looks. So we have available fields and we have activated fields. And then here I go in and I add the sheet that I want to start saving my data with. Then once you finish doing this, go ahead. Elsa, does someone have a question?
I just wanted to make sure that they could see it because it's kind of small.
Uh, it's kind of small, Milsa.
Yeah, I just want to know how they're viewing it.
Okay, let me, there's an option inside Zoom. I just hit optimize for full screen video clip. Hopefully that would make it better.
No, all you have to do is go to your Google Chrome, those three dots on the side up at the top right hand corner,
Okay.
and just make it bigger.
Oh, okay, you mean that way. I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. Does that help?
Yes, that helps.
Okay, great. So, so this is sort of how the, you can kind of see here, the fields that we can capture are available on the activated field side. And those are the Amazon date, title. So we're just, the prefix AMZ helps us identify those Amazon fields that we can actually capture with the extension. Now there are some extensions that capture more data that require you to put in your MWS key and things like that. In our case, we don't have anything like that. Yeah, so these are the, we don't capture any AWS. You can just start using the extension right after you download it. And there are some specific Amazon product details that we capture, and you can choose to set them up in a sequence that's most preferable to you. You can also add your own custom fields, like for example, anything that you see here that's got a pencil or a minus here are custom fields, and you can add your own in there. And you can set up the sequence how you choose to or you prefer based on your existing tracking system, or you can create a new one as well. So once you finish setting it up, you just hit save, and the extension is going to keep that in its memory. And then let me go ahead and now show you the actual process of saving data. So I'm just going to refresh this page just because I already have it open, just so that the information gets refreshed. And from here, when you click on this button right here, it pushes it straight from, you see this is the Tide product, it pushes everything in here, and it turns green. And you can see it just came on row number 12 right here. So this is the first step of the process where it saves it right from your Amazon product page to your Google spreadsheet. So it'll help you not have to worry about copy pasting the name, the title, the ASIN one after each other. So that's the first part of the process. The second part is actually what really helped me save a lot more time, not just from the aspect of saving from to the Amazon product page, but what we can also do is to extract or just have that information display on any of your source pages. Could be Walmart, could be maybe any shoe store that you source, your Trading Post, or any other product page. So for most websites, unless there's some kind of blocker, I've seen it, so far I haven't seen any website that I source from where it's been a problem, but you can just go on here. When you click on this, it's going to display, I can't zoom in too much, but I'm going to try. There you go. I hope you can see a little bit better now. So it's going to display what we saved. For example, we saved this following Tide product information on row number 12. So it already displays all the Amazon product detail pages from that first step we did. And then from here, you can just click on this button right here, and it copies the Walmart URL right from here into that button here. And then let's say you want to buy maybe 5. You can put 5 in here. Your purchase cost perhaps is, this is an out-of-stock item, but $8.96. If you had to use a coupon code, or your VA is making a buy list and you want to put a coupon code specific to that website, you can do maybe take 10 off or something like that. If you use cashback, you can put your percentage of your cashback. Multi-pack, this is not a multi-pack, but you know, if you're sourcing a website where like groceries, you can store that in there. And if there's any other store discount or anything else, you can add that. So these are all the custom columns that we already set up on the back end that are now displaying for you. And then once you're done saving everything that you want to save at this step, you can again hit the same button, and what it does, it pushes all the new information we just now captured from your source page onto the same product page or a row here on your Google Sheet. So you can see here my quantity, the purchase cost, the coupon code, all that information just automatically got saved to the spreadsheet. So this is sort of the, in a nutshell, how the extension works in terms of how you can use it to just push information straight from your product page as well as your source page to a Google spreadsheet. I'll stop for a minute just to see if any questions so far. So let's take a look at another page right here. I'm going to go into a shoe product page. So I'm just refreshing it. So once the page fully resolves, you can kind of see here that if it's a product, you can get to choose your, especially for the new, let me open up a new one here. And before I do that, I'm also going to change the sheet here because I'm buying a shoe product. So I'm just going to change it to this product right here. All right, so I'm going to, since a lot of us in ACE are probably purchasing items that are shoes and clothing, so I wanted to show you a product, a situation where we're saving a shoe or clothing item, which has got variations. Now, a product with variations, you can see here you'll get a prompt that says select a variation. So what we can do now is go ahead and just select the variation that you want to buy. So once you do that, the extension will refresh and you'll be able to see the correct ASIN, the child ASIN. And once that's done, you can do the same process. You click and press this here, and it's going to push it to your list right here, the shoe product list. And you can have one by list. It's fine. I just have two just for the purpose of this video, so I can kind of show you different situations that you might have while working with the extension. So then let's go back in there, and I'm going to open up the product from source page. All right, so once you have the source page and it fully loads up, you can press the extension right here, and it's going to display the product, Amazon product information. From here, I can write my supplier information here, Foot Locker, source link, my buy price maybe is 99, and let's say we already know the size and color. We can put maybe size color is let's see from Amazon, what color do we choose here? It was asphalt, electric, okay. Let's just say electric color, size 9, quantity, maybe you're buying 2. If you're paying taxes, you could put 6%, for example. Cashback, you get a 5% discount. Any other discount, anything else, or prep center. And then once you're done, you can just click on here and save the information, and it goes right back to your page right here. So there you go. You see we save the buy cost, the color, the size, the quantity, and everything else. So this is sort of how you can use the extension to save data. And then now, of course, we also can use the same list to also upload to Inventory Lab or Repricer. However, you don't want to use tab 1, but you can use tab 2 or tab 3 because the extension only saves the information onto your first sheet, sheet 1. However, you can reference that from by putting the column that you need on that. For example, this would be a case of an Inventory Lab template where they capture the MSKU, the price per unit, the date purchase, and the supplier. So all I've done is I've referenced that information from sheet 1 or tab 1, and then I'm displaying it here. So once you kind of finish saving maybe 10 or different items that you have purchased for the day, you can just drag the formula. I already have set up formula down like this, and then you can copy that, put it on an Excel, and upload it to Inventory Lab, or you can do the same thing with the Repricer. Now, the extension only works on this one tab, but all I've done is just done an equal to sign and references from page 1 or tab 1 to tab 2, just so that I could take this and then put it in an Excel sheet and upload to Inventory Lab. And they can do the same thing with the Repricer. Now, for example, in this page right here, which is my first demo, I didn't have that set up, but so it just depends. Like if you're just using it for a VA, they could just kind of have a simple sheet here and just use it to capture leads that they want to pass on to you as the seller to make up buys. Or if you're going to use it for your own purchases, you can actually put your purchases on sheet 1 and then reference it out on sheet 2 and 3, and then take that information and upload that into any one of the software that you use for tracking. Any questions so far?
No, there aren't any so far.
Okay, great. So that is sort of the basics of the extension. There are more, customizations and things like that that's available. But at the end of the day, it just saves you time to not have to create your buy list and not have to spend all the time creating all those Excel and spreadsheets that you have to. And ACE recommends always having a tracking sheet, and it just makes sense to have something that helps save some time while you're doing that.
All right.
So,
that's fantastic, Santosh. Do you want to go through the process of them setting it up or anything else?
Yeah, sure. So if you're interested in trying this out, so right now The extension is available only within ACE. I've just kind of made it available only to the ACE community and family. Most of my friends have reached out to me directly from ACE as well when I kind of shared the extension a month or two back. So we're still in the process of making it available for public launch. So prior to that, if you visit the, I'm just going to post a link here, but if you just visit Azon Tracker extension, it'll take you to a Gumroad page. So the extension costs $16.99 per month. That's the introductory price. And then after, but with there's another, I'm going to be also extending an ACE pre-launch offer. So that coupon code is ACE Early Access, and I can post it as well. And that'll give you an additional 35% off till we go live, probably maybe next Friday, or it'll be till next week, to the end of next week. So that's sort of, how you can go about getting the extension. So once you purchase the extension, you'll get a license key available in your email. So you can just add that. If you hit check license, you're just going to add that license key in there. You also get a link with all the videos that I have, a Go spreadsheet with all the videos on how to set up the extension, how to use it, some of the different tips. And I've also included one or two templates if you're just using basically doing OA. I've added some templates for that. Now, however, the extension is not specific only for OA. You could still use it for wholesale as well as private label. I use the extension for wholesale too, because if you're trying to use it for wholesale, either you're building up your wholesale purchase buy list, or you can even use it for, if you're trying to do a research or a brand and you want to reach out to the supplier. So you can save, for example, I'm just going to show you a quick wholesale tab as well. So you can sort of create a separate kind of goal spreadsheet that captures only the basic information you need, and then have separate columns for perhaps the wholesale price, the first name, last name of the contact person, and the email address. And you could use using the same logic, you can apply have a separate spreadsheet connected to your extension at the back end. So you can have more than one spreadsheet here. So you can have one just for wholesale research and use it for that. And the same thing applies for private label, because I have an example right here. And I have made videos to explain how to do each one of these things. So what you can do is have a separate spreadsheet for private label research, and include, maybe add a separate column. You might have one for if you're buying it from Alibaba, for example, you can have one for Alibaba link, your Alibaba purchase price, things like that. So the extension can be used pretty much whether you're doing OA, wholesale, or private label. Now, of course, if you're doing RA, you're not spending a lot of time in front of the computer, so you probably may not need the extensions for RA, but you could still use it in other ways. If you're looking to maybe create buy lists and things like that, you can still use the extension to do that for RA as well. So that is sort of how you could use it both for OA, wholesale, and private label. And steps for getting set up, or just once you make the purchase, you can add your license key here. And I've provided instruction. You'll get a set of a PDF document that gives you instruction on how to do a setup, as well as a goal spreadsheet with all the videos and explanation about how you can, use some of the other features and save a lot more time when you're doing your Amazon purchases and sales.
Excellent. So I just want to sum up everything that Santosh was talking about. So 100% we definitely recommend you have a purchase tracking sheet. It just makes answering performance notifications that much easier. It makes keeping track of things that much easier. There are times where Amazon will ask for the last 365 days receipt history. And with this purchase tracking sheet, you can easily pull that information up. So number one, I highly recommend this to save some time, and definitely helps you out to create that, because I know people that don't even create one for OA because it's time consuming. So definitely check this out. Another thing, Santosh mentioned that all of his training videos will be given to you once you join. So if you want to look at those, have it side by side. If you have two screens, slow it down so that you can really deep dive in there. You can do that. So definitely, if you're interested, you can reach out to Santosh. He's in the ACE Active Mastermind Facebook group. You can send him a private message, or you can email us, and I will pass along the information. The links and the code, I will be putting that in the newsletter. I did not get this week's newsletter out. Probably won't at this rate. So it'll go out in the newsletter next week. So if you have any questions about this, you can reach out to Santosh. He'll be happy to answer those questions. But seriously, give this a thought. We have clients that use it and absolutely love it. I love it. So definitely take a look at it.
Yeah, thank you. And yeah, if you have any question, reach out to me. I'm in the group. The whole idea, I wanted to first make this presentation available to my ACE family and community because I learned everything that I know as far as OA and RA and all that right here at ACE, 18, 20 months back when I became a part of ACE. So, just created something and I wanted to make it available to the ACE community first. And if you have any feedback, that's what I really want to be able to kind of reach out to me. I would love to make the extension better, because we're doing that right now the next 1 or 2 weeks before we do a launch publicly, and that's the coupon code. We'll probably have a different coupon code after the initial launch for ACE community, but that's the one that I just now shared. It'll be there at least probably till next Friday till we have everything set up and ready to go. So yes, if you have any other questions prior to that, feel free to reach out to me. And if you have something you need some help with, and I can always get on a call, we can do a screen share, and if you need some help, more than happy to do that too.
Excellent. So Santosh, just make sure you send those links to me, and I will make sure that they get posted in the Facebook group and they go out in the newsletter.
Awesome. Sound good. Thank you so much, Melissa.
Thank you for joining and coming and talking to us about this, and also giving us access to this really cool software. We really appreciate that.
Thank you. And I'll see you all inside the group.
All right. Excellent.